The Czech brand Skoda presented the fourth generation of the flagship Superb model, which received many innovations from the outside and inside. The new Superb received improved matrix LED headlights with 40% additional light emission. It's also available with upgraded adaptive dampers that are standard on Laurin and Klement's flagship trim. Although the Superb is labeled as a next-generation car, the Superb's styling is evolutionary and embodies the definition of a facelift. While the wheelbase remains unchanged at 2,841mm, there have been noticeable changes to the model's proportions, as both body styles are now 15mm narrower. The liftback is 43mm longer and 12mm taller than its predecessor, while the wagon is 40mm longer and 5mm higher. While the exterior design is largely unchanged, the interior has been updated and ditched most, but not all, of the traditional controls. In their place are a few vintage buttons for quick access, though the screens take up most of the time to access functions. Speaking of the gearbox, the lever has been moved to the steering column to free up space between the seats. The infotainment system will be either 10-inch or 13-inch depending on the trim level, while a 10-inch digital driver display will be standard. For an additional fee, a projection display will be offered for the first time on the Superb. The main feature of the central console will be those three handles with 1.25-inch screens. Skoda calls them smart dials and notes that they are customizable in the sense that you can choose what they do. The external ones are used to adjust the heating and ventilation of the seats, as well as the internal temperature. Repackaging has paid dividends in terms of headroom for both front and rear passengers, while cargo volume has jumped by 20 litres to 645 litres for the liftback and 30 litres to 690 litres for the wagon.